I was constantly making mistakes over and over and over again. And it took me 11 months and 104 face-to-face seller appointments before I finally got a yes.
I love the honesty, because some people will say they got a deal in the first month or something.
Nobody wealthy has a W-2. For you guys out there that are working W-2s, you're not going to become financially free driving Ferraris with a W-2.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode. All right, guys, we got Nick Perry here. Love the outfit, man.
Love it, man. Hey, you know what? When you're showing up places, people are going to remember you more for what you wear. It's always the first impression, right? So I guarantee you guys are watching this right now more for my cowboy outfit than what's coming out of my mouth.
I love it. That's why I bought a watch, though.
And, you know, we live in a very presumptuous society, so
yeah,
you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Facts. I held off on a nice watch and car, but eventually got to the point where this could lead to more business for me. So it was a business decision.
Absolutely.
And people think you're just flexing and stuff, but there's deeper thought to it.
I agree. I mean, you know, when you show up somewhere and you look good, it's going to open up doors for you. People are going to want to talk to you. You know, you show up looking half, you know, the chances that, you know, that business opportunity is going to come your way is less than as if you show up and, you know, got a nice watch on, you're presentable.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, I used to pull up to conferences in sweatpants. No one would come up to me. Now I go in jeans, nice watch, and do my hair and stuff. So it definitely matters. First impression. So you started off with wholesaling, right? That's how you made your money?
Man, I started off broke. I started off, homeless in the back of my car, and was a personal trainer, showering at the gyms. And all my clients were wealthy, pulling up in, you know, Bentleys and telling me about their trips to the Maldives. I was like, man, I'm doing something wrong. So I interviewed all my clients, kind of how you're interviewing your successful people now.
Yeah.
And most of them were in real estate. So I was like, dude, well, success leaves clues. I should probably learn how to do this real estate thing.
Right.
That was 2013. And I moved out to Austin, Texas. I taught myself how to wholesale through YouTube, and here we are 10 years later.
Nice. Because wholesaling, you could start with very little money, right? You don't need much.
Yeah, you don't need credit. You don't need any money. And I was like, well, then I'm qualified.
So how long did it take to get that first deal?
Man, it took a long time. It took me 11 months to get my first deal.
Damn.
Yep. And this was not like a half effort. This is 100% all in, handwriting yellow letters on my, on my kitchen and putting in the work. But I was striking out because I didn't have a mentor or anybody to really guide me. And so I was constantly making mistakes over and over and over again. And it took me 11 months and 104 face-to-face seller appointments before I finally got a yes.
Wow.
Yep.
I love the honesty, because some people will say they got a deal in the first month or something.
No. I always tell everybody, this is, 10 years to become an overnight success.
Right. Yeah. So, and you were training these guys, interviewing them while you're working them out, right?
Exactly. And they either owned a company or they did real estate. Nobody wealthy has a W-2. So for you guys out there that are working W-2s, you're not going to become financially free driving Ferraris with a W-2.
Yeah, very rare. You'd have to be at like a top 10 company probably.
Maybe if you're number 2 or 3 at Facebook or Google, something like that, but it's very rare.
Yeah. So does wholesaling still work in 2024, you'd say?
Absolutely. It works better now because the advancements in technology, all the information is there. When I started, there was a couple of guys teaching it, but there wasn't a lot of information out there. So you had to really, put things together old school. Now, with everything online, Google ads, it's completely changed the game.
Yeah. You were able to work your way up to becoming number 1. So how many years did that take to get to that level?
So it took me 7 years till I really, looked around and said, there's not really anybody else doing, more volume than us right now.
And what do you think was the key decisions that led you to that level of success?
I took a major risk in my business. When everybody was local and doing a few markets, and then staying in their backyard, I decided I was going to go national. Against all the better judgment of all my peers and mentors, they said, that's don't do it. And I said, you know what? if I can figure out how to do this, my company will explode. And it took me about a year or two to really get it dialed in. But once I did, then we took off from there.
That makes sense because you can only scale so much locally. You're not going to reach hundreds of millions in your local city.
So if we market exclusively on Google. If you're doing Google ads, when you do Google ads locally, your cost per click is so much more competitive. So if I just did Las Vegas or Dallas, my cost per click is going to be through the roof. If I do national, my cost per click is a fraction of what it is if you try to target locally.
Right.
So I was able to do that and get leads 10 cents on the dollar from what everybody else was doing.
Damn.
The problem is the logistics and doing deals all over the country like that.
Right.
And so that's what I pioneered and figured that out over.
Right. So you got to build a team in every city. So there's a lot of supply chain going on.
No, I figured out how to do it without boots on the ground.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Wow. That's impressive.
Everything over the phone, basically just dispatching people and controlling everybody from our office in Austin, Texas.
Dang. So you would get these leads of people looking to buy houses?
I would get leads of sellers that want to sell their house, anywhere in the country. My guys will pick up the phone, get their property under contract, and then from there, we'll have them do some of the legwork to, open up the house for us, allow us to access the property, and then we've got a network of buyers, all over the country, and we'll send them in. And then once they decide, to agree to what we want to sell it for, we go and turn those pieces of paper into title, and we get what's called an assignment fee.
Got it.
That's the spread in between.
So will this recent NAR settlement affect your business?
The NAR settlement is actually good for wholesalers because, there's right now, what are people going to do? They're either going to sell to retail or they're going to sell to an investor. So it helps me out.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
That was a big deal though, right? In the real estate space, like a lot of people got affected.
Yeah. For, your agents, it's going to change the landscape. But for investors, here's the thing about being a real estate investor is people are always going through right? Death, divorce, financial, circumstantial issues always going to happen. And as long as that stuff is happening, there's always going to be a place for investors to help, sellers and buyers.
Nice. Man, your story's crazy because a lot of personal trainers don't have success like this.
From a young age, like I just always knew I was always the troublemaker. I, was high school dropout, on probation, house arrest, and couldn't follow rules. And the reason I couldn't follow rules is because I've always thought rules were stupid. I always felt like, what? If I can just come up and make money, then nobody can tell me what to do. So when I was younger, I was like, the only way that I'm going to actually be able to do what I want is to become financially free. And so I had a deep desire to become financially free because I didn't like to be told what to do. And additionally, I came from a lower class neighborhood where all my friends were going to the movies and getting new cars when they're 16. And I was wearing, Walmart and Goodwill and, couldn't afford to do that kind of stuff. So it created a deep drive in me to.
Got it. Humble beginnings.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
were your parents kind of supporting your journey or no?
My mom's best hope for me was to become a plumber.
Wow.
Yeah, I love my mom. Shout out to my mom. But she didn't see me being able to, create that, but she never saw anybody do that. So
that's cool.
I just knew that there's something you got to always have it deep down. Like you're meant to do something great. And if you feel like you got that seed of greatness in you, then just go for it.
I think that's hard to teach though. You know what I mean?
No, you can't teach it. You either got it or you don't.
I believe that too. Yeah, because you see these studies on kids that grow up in rich environments and studies on, people that went through what you went through. And I think 80% of what happened to you are successful people now.
Yeah, rich kids got it the worst. I'm grateful that I came up in, hard times because that's what creates the drive to be able to go out and, do great things.
Yeah, it's like that immigrant mentality, that lower class mentality.
Yeah.
Well, on the other side, the access to information in these poor communities isn't there, you think, right?
No, you don't have it. So you got to be resourceful, but there's no excuse right now in 2024. All you got to do is pull out your smartphone.
Right. It's different now. You can learn a lot quicker now.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel like when we were growing up, we didn't have other information.
Yeah, you got Harvard classes online now,
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever go to Harvard.
No, it's a waste.
Yeah.
I'm in the mentality that if you're on the fence and you're saying, should I go to college? Should I not go to college? unless you want to be a doctor, engineer, or something like that, college is a waste of time. Go work for somebody that's already where you want to be. That's the fastest way to get to where you're trying to go. Is surround yourself with people that are already in the position that you want to be in.
100% mentorship, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You had a couple interesting Instagram posts. So you don't work with people that bounce industries every few years.
Listen, it's a huge red flag when you see the guy that's bouncing from industry to industry to industry. If I don't see somebody that can stick with something for at least 5, 10, 15, 20 years, then I don't want to do business with them because they don't have what it takes to go through the challenges and the difficulties and the ups and downs. And a huge part of success is stick-to-itiveness, being able to stick through something long enough to finally get a reward. People think that success takes a few months. It takes years.
Absolutely. You also spent $71,000 on a first-class flight.
I spent $71,000 on a first-class flight paying for my Amex bill. So if you watch the video, I got a ton of publicity for it, but I just paid off a business American Express, and I put the caption, I literally spent $71,000 on this flight, but it was me paying my American Express bill.
So you use the points? Is that how it works?
Well, yeah, I had $71,000 flight or a $71,000 credit card bill due.
Yeah.
And I just paid it while I was on the flight.
Yeah, all these flights got Wi-Fi now.
Exactly. Oh, dude, the Wi-Fi on flights is a game changer now. The best Wi-Fi for flights, because I fly a lot, is Delta.
Really?
Delta's leading the pack.
Okay, that's good to know. Because on United, you can't even watch a video on the Wi-Fi.
It's brutal.
On Instagram.
But it's a game changer when you got Wi-Fi and some nice seats.
Yeah.
I don't even mind being on the plane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're living abroad now, right?
I live in Mexico.
Wow.
So before that, I lived in Panama. But I've been out of the States for 3 years now. And
was that because you just saw the country just going through a lot of stuff?
Yeah. After the 2020, elections and all the turmoil and the fighting and the corruption, I realized that, there's no advantages to really being in the U.S. We're brainwashed coming up that the U.S. is the best country in the world. We've got it better than everywhere. Everywhere else is like third world and dangerous. Until you get out and travel, you might be brainwashed that, but you guys got to get out. I would not come back to the U.S. I'm tired of getting ripped off. This morning here in Las Vegas, I spent $72 for an omelet and a cup of coffee. Right?
Crazy.
Now, that's unheard of, somewhere like Mexico. And my place in Mexico is way nicer than the 5-star resort here in Vegas.
Wow.
And I pay a fraction of the cost.
Where in Mexico are you?
I live in Cancun.
Ooh.
So I live right on the ocean in Cancun.
That's where all the tourists are, right?
Yeah, that's where all the tourists are, but you got everything in range. So Cancun is a huge hub. You can go anywhere direct from Cancun. Europe, United States, Latin America. I can go direct to, Vegas. I can go direct to Des Moines, Iowa.
Wow.
Because Cancun is the second visited tourist destination in the world behind Paris, France.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. It makes sense, though. I went there growing up. So do you have to speak Spanish?
Mi español es malo esta práctica. No, I cannot. My Spanish is terrible.
Okay.
But that's a good thing. Most people speak English down there. I can speak conversational Spanish enough to get by. But my girlfriend's full Colombian as well, so
nice.
That helps out.
I'm going to Colombia this year. I'm pumped.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
I've never been.
Yeah, I just got hair transplant surgery.
Oh shit!
Down there. That's half the reason I'm wearing the cowboy hat right now. But you guys can see it. You guys can see on the camera. This was 2 months ago. I got hair transplant surgery. It's already starting to come back in.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you were bald?
Well, it was. You start to get the receding hairline.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you got money, there's no excuse why you should have a receding hairline.
Yeah.
So I went and got that done, and now you can see it's already starting to come back, but it takes 6 months. Now, in the United States, they will not do PRP injections into your head, so it'll take a year. And a lot of times, if you get hair restoration surgery in the United States, it won't take.
Damn.
Yeah. So most people, you'll see them fly to Turkey, where they use the same hair restoration practices in Colombia as they do in Turkey.
Okay.
And it's way cheaper to go to Colombia than it is to fly all the way over to Turkey.
I think I'd rather be in Colombia anyways than Turkey for
Colombia,
the weather and the food.
Oh, yeah. Colombia is a big medical tourism place, too.
I'm going for stem cells.
Yeah. There's a place in Medellin. It's called El Tesoro. We called it Build a because you can walk in there and there's a menu of anything that you want done. You want, You want to get your teeth done. You want boobs. You want liposuction. You want hair restoration.
Damn.
You just go there and you can literally, no appointment, go in there and say, hey, I want lipo. And they're like, okay, we'll do your consultation. We'll see you back here in the morning.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
And that would probably cost way more in the States.
It's like 4 or 5 times more.
Jeez.
In the States.
Wow. How's the safety in Mexico though? Any cartel stories?
No. So in the cartels run, Mexico.
Yeah.
But the cartels, all they care about is money, right? So they do not want anything happening to a family or tourists or anybody when they come down there, because one bad news article or a DHS warning means that it's shutting down everything. So the cartel's got rules.
Okay.
You can't, like, if you say you were out there and one of your buddies punched a cartel member, he was drunk.
No.
Well, the cartel member can't retaliate.
Really?
No.
Wow.
They have laws and rules to make sure that the tourists and civilians stay safe.
That is crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
So you only see cartel on cartel violence down there. You don't see any issues with civilians.
So it's similar to the mob out here then.
Correct. Yeah. Unless you're out there dealing drugs, you're safer in Mexico than you are in the United States.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of credit hacking?
I do a lot of credit hacking. I'm a credit nerd. That's one thing that helped my business and also allows me to travel first class, 5-star, everywhere I go.
Okay. And you need to spend a lot on the cards, right, to do that?
Yes and no. So if you got a business, you should be racking up a lot of points already.
Yeah.
But there's ways of manufactured spending. So you don't, like, say if you don't have a business but you want the points.
Yeah.
You can manufacture that spend and be able to rack up points. Like when I was broke, before I had a lot of business spend going on.
Yeah.
I would go to Apple and I would go buy like 3 or 4 MacBooks on my card. So like I would take like an American Express Platinum.
Yeah.
And then I would take my debit card and I would go put
Are you interested in coming on the Digital Social Hour podcast as a guest? Well, click the application link below in the description of this video. We are always looking for cool stories, cool entrepreneurs to talk to about business and life. Click the application link below, and here's the episode, guys.
the majority of the spend on the Amex Platinum, and then I would put like maybe $100 on my debit card.
Oh, you could split?
I would do a split pay.
Okay.
And then what I would do was I would go back into Apple the next day, and I would go ahead and say, hey, I'd like to return these laptops. It'd be like $10,000 worth of laptops.
Yeah.
And I want to put it all on my debit card. And they'd return the money all to the debit card. And then I would take those funds once they got returned to my debit card and pay off the credit card.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Because that's 10,000 points, right?
Correct.
Oh, it might be even more with the multiplier.
Correct. So there's still retailers out there that do that. I don't know if Apple still does.
Yeah.
But you could check it out. You know, you
Dude,
should
that's
do that.
brilliant. Because with 20,000 points, you could probably fly domestic for free at that point, right?
Yeah. Or you could use the cash back or, point hack. But I want to give you guys some sauce when it comes to point hacking, because I just got back from a month and a half in Asia, in Australia. I didn't pay for anything. I went to 9 different countries, all 5-star first class.
Wow.
And I was able to do it all on points.
Damn.
So here's how you're going to be able to use your points to the maximum. Never use the credit card portal. If you try to book your points using the American Express travel portal or the Chase travel portal, you're going to get wrecked. So most of you guys know, hey, transfer your points to the airline or transfer your points to the hotel.
Yep.
But what they don't tell you, this is how you're going to be able to get 10x the redemption value, is if, let's just say, you're trying to book a first class trip on Delta. So you go to Delta and the flight pulls up and it's 200,000 points for that first class flight. Well, Delta is an alliance with a bunch of other airlines. For instance, Air Canada and Delta, they have an alliance. So you could go on Air Canada and you'll probably find that same flight for 50,000.
Damn.
Right. Or 25,000.
Holy crap.
So rather than you guys having to go and figure out all this stuff, there's a website that I use. I'm not affiliated with it or anything like that. It's called point.me. Point.me will crunch all the, algorithms to show you what partners and what's going to give you the best redemption value for your points.
That's good to know, man. That's a hack because I'm going to Egypt this year and I don't want to pay, so I want to use points.
Yeah, just use point.me. Tell it, when you want to go, what credit cards you have. You want first class.
That's big time. Does it work on hotels too?
No, they don't have it for hotels. So
okay.
if any developers are out there listening, that's probably a multi-million-dollar idea.
Yeah, that'd be major. Some of these 5-stars be charging $3K a night.
Correct.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And it's not even worth it. I mean, maybe, but.
Correct. But yeah, the moral of the story, you guys got to stop using the credit card portal.
I got wrecked. I had 1 million points and I used it all on a Cancun resort.
Oh my god.
On an Amex travel portal.
Wow.
I could have probably used it on like 10 different 5-star resorts.
Yeah, you could have flown around the world for that.
Live and you learn though.
That's right.
Yeah. But you could get 1 million points in a month. If you spend $250K on Facebook ads, get 4X on the gold.
Yep. 4X on American Express Gold. Yeah. American Express and Chase are the most commonly taken, on the airlines and the also on the hotels. So those are my two favorite. I use the American Express Platinum and Gold, and then I use my Chase Business Unlimited.
Yeah, I like those too. You got a black card yet?
I've been offered, but it's a ripoff.
Yeah.
So I got the invitation like 2 or 3 years ago, and then I looked at it. It's the difference between the American Express Platinum and the American Express Black is nothing. It's just a flex. You got to pay a $15,000 annual fee just to have the card be black.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So the concierge service that they use for the Amex Black card is the same concierge service you use for the Platinum.
What the heck?
Yeah.
It should be different.
Correct. So there's no additional incentive unless you just want a black card.
Yeah, that's not worth it. So
No.
you said you only do Google ads, right?
For marketing in my real estate business, we only do Google ads, PPC, and then Bing. There's also a huge search engine.
Bing ads. People use Bing still?
All the older generation still uses Bing. Think about it. If you get a Windows computer and you're not savvy enough to download Chrome, then you're stuck with the default Internet Explorer browser. You're going to be using Bing.
Wow, I did not know that. I haven't used Bing in like 7 years.
So if you want to target the older demographic, you use Bing.
Smart. You never dabbled with Facebook and TikTok though?
A lot. I spend over 6 figures a month in our for our education business on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Oh, okay. So for that type of service, it works.
Yeah, it works really good for that. But here's the difference between social advertising on social media versus advertising on a search engine. When you advertise on social media, it's called interruption marketing. You're interrupting somebody's precious scrolling. Right. And then, yeah, maybe I'll check this out. Versus if somebody decides, hey, I want to go ahead and figure something out, and they go to Google and they type in like "sell my house fast."
Yeah,
that's a much more intentional search than somebody scrolling on social media.
Way more targeted.
Correct.
Yeah, so those leads are a lot better.
Much higher lead quality.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Did your level of happiness go up a lot when you started making money?
Yes. Anybody that tells you money doesn't make you happy, it doesn't know where to shop. I'm just kidding. I'm not very I don't care about stuff, but money solves 95% of life's problems. So, I've always been happy. I would say my base level of happiness has probably been about the same, but my stress levels have gone down significantly.
Really?
So money makes you less stressed out.
Because there's that Biggie quote, right? More money, more problems.
I haven't found that to be true. I have more money, and whenever problems come up, you can write a check for most problems.
That's true. Yeah, that's why you see all these politicians never get in trouble. They just write a check.
Correct. So that's if you're wondering, you're on your journey right now and you're thinking, will money buy me happiness? It will buy you less anxiety, and it will buy you better peace.
How tough has dating been? Because a lot of girls are probably trying to come at you, right?
Yeah, but I don't. I got a baby on the way right now, so
yeah,
I'm all out of the dating scene. But when I was dating, I wouldn't bring up money. I wouldn't flash. I wouldn't try to take them out to nice restaurants. I would just be normal. I would dress, presentable, but I wasn't wearing, designer clothes and watches on the first few dates.
Okay. So they didn't know.
No. So
smart.
Yeah.
But they can just look you up on IG though.
Correct.
So they might have known.
Yeah, but back then when I was in the dating market, I only had a couple thousand followers.
Oh, got it. So you met your girl pretty early on then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a real one then.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, same with me. I met my girl before I had money. And I feel like if I were to date again now, dude, oh my gosh.
It's a minefield out there.
Impossible.
Correct.
Especially in LA and Vegas.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is probably the sugar daddy. Yeah, this is a sugar daddy hotspot right here.
Yeah,
for sure.
real. But I'm sure the girls in Mexico and other countries are more real and authentic.
Yeah. I mean, Cancun's a hotspot. Yeah, I would say like the sugar daddy hotspots are going to be Miami, Las Vegas, LA, Dubai, Cancun.
Yeah.
Any of those big tourist destination areas are going to
That makes sense. You been out to Dubai yet?
I love Dubai. If Dubai wasn't so far, I would live there. I can live anywhere in the world I choose, and I choose to live in Cancun. But Dubai's a close second. The only reason I don't go there is because it's on the opposite side of the world.
That's why I haven't been yet. That flight is just too long.
It's a haul. You can get direct flights from the West Coast and the East Coast, but it's still 18 hours.
Too much, man. You did a month and a half in Asia. What was your favorite country there?
Thailand was on another level.
Okay.
So if you guys like to party, go to Thailand. I've been to a lot of the best party places in the world, top hotspots, but Thailand puts them all to shame.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, even the movie Hangover 3 doesn't do it justice. Now, like, I would say if you're going to Thailand, Phi Phi Islands in Thailand is one of the most insane places I've ever been. It puts like Mykonos, Ibiza to shame. It makes those places look tame.
Wow.
Yep. So
got to check it out.
You got to check those.
I'm not a big partier, to be honest, but
I'm not either. Once in a while, we went to Japan. Japan was bad. So everybody in Japan thinks they're like an anime character because it's a whole entire generation raised up from watching anime.
Yeah.
So they dress like anime. They do like the little hand signs like anime.
That's funny. The food I heard is good there.
The Kobe beef, top in the world. I've been to a lot of really nice steakhouses and best steakhouses in the U.S. and the Kobe beef that you get over there, you can't touch it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, I got to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you like spending your money on then?
Experiences. So for me, like tomorrow I'm going to UFC 300, got good seats there. Like that to me is worth more than a watch or designer clothes because at the end of the day, all you got is your experiences. Experiences over materials. So
I like that advice. A lot of people chase materials.
Your materials won't make you happy. I've had exotic cars. I had Ferraris. I sold it because it didn't make me any happier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even when you're driving it?
Even when I'm driving it. And the happiness wears off after like 3 days. So like if you're out there chasing material goods for happiness, you're going to be like a dope addict. Like after the initial shopping high wears off, and even if it's a really nice luxury purchase, after 3 weeks or a month, you're back to baseline, and then you got to go after something new.
Right, it never ends.
It never ends. But when I get to the end of my life, I want to be full of experiences. Think about your life right now. Like if you look back on, if I had to say, John, what are the best moments of your life? I bet you're going to tell me about the people that you're with and some of the places that you went.
Absolutely. Yeah,
right?
It wouldn't be a material object.
Correct. It was the people you spent your time with and the places that you went. That's what gives you the most happiness.
Facts. I love that. Yeah, I need to get out there. I've been to like 16 countries, but I want to hit probably 100.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
what are you at? You're probably at like almost 50 by now, right?
No. I'm, I've done most of the countries in the Western Hemisphere. I haven't counted. I'm probably in the 40s.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially where you came from, man. People where you grew up probably haven't even been out the country.
They haven't been out of their state,
Damn.
I think that's a life hack for anybody is move out of your home city because it forces you to expand. The best decision I ever made for my life was to move out of my hometown.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. It's one of the best. Did you have to cut off a lot of your friends?
Yeah, I was hanging around, the guys from high school, and they weren't going anywhere, and they're still doing the same thing.
Right.
15 years later from when I left.
And they give you hate for it.
They've fallen off. I don't even hear them anymore. Like,
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a shame because people see it as like a negative thing to cut off your day ones, but you got to grow.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, if you're hanging around the same people from high school, you're not going to excel. Get around people that are already where you want to be, and you'll end up getting there.
Absolutely.
You're just a byproduct of your environment. Your environment has a lot to do with your success. So, like, if you live in, say, okay, no hate on Pittsburgh, but say if you lived in like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania versus somebody that lived in like Las Vegas, Nevada, there's a lot more opportunity here in Las Vegas than there is in like a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to put yourself in a target-rich environment and surround yourself with success, and then it happens naturally. I could probably, be the same person, but I might not be successful if I lived in, I picked the wrong city.
Yeah.
It's very important you pick the right city to live in.
Yeah. You can't be the top person in your area.
No, you want to be feeling like you're striving and continuing to grow every single day.
Absolutely. That's why I think Dubai is a good one, and probably Cancun. I haven't seen the houses out there, but I assume they're nice.
Oh man, it's like Miami. It's Miami with Dollar General prices.
So you could get a beachfront house for like $1 million.
Yeah, $1 million. I mean, if you wanted to rent out there, you could live on the ocean, like 100, foot of oceanfront, beachfront for like $10K a month.
Damn. I'm sure the food's amazing too.
So I live in 3,200 square foot condo on the beach, on the ocean. Right. It would cost probably $35,000 to do that in Miami.
Jeez.
Cost me $7,000 a month.
Wow, that's
Mexico.
awesome, man. I love that.
Yeah.
So do you still have the U.S. citizenship, or?
I'm still a gringo.
Okay.
But I make dollars and I spend pesos.
So you're like a multi-millionaire out there.
Yeah, I can do pretty much whatever I want within reason out there. Live where I want, drive what I want. But I don't, I just enjoy my life.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
What's the main focus for you now?
Main focus right now is, we just talked about it earlier, is staying on one path. Focus, right? So I'm 10 years in, but I still feel like I'm just getting started with my real estate journey. So,
wow.
It's continuing to get 1% better every single day.
What a statement, man, because you're at the top of the field and you still feel like you're getting better.
Correct. That's really the key, is to just get 1% better every day. Everybody listens to these podcasts wondering, hey, what's the number one success hack? There's no success hack. There's no magic software. It's getting 1% better every single day. People forget that the compound interest on 1% better every single day is crazy.
It's huge.
Right.
Yeah, it's massive. Well, dude, where can people find you and learn more about learning from you?
Yeah, reach out to me on Instagram. It's just Nick Perry, REI. I'm pretty active on there, and shoot me a DM. Happy to help.
Cool. We'll link below. Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow.